It was just past midnight when Emily Carter heard the faint sound of piano music echoing through the thin walls of her new apartment. She had moved into the Maple Heights building only 3 days ago, a place the landlord promised was quiet and peaceful. But the music, soft, melancholic, and played with haunting precision, came every night at the same hour. She assumed it was from apartment 9B, the one directly across the hall. Out of curiosity, she decided to introduce herself to her mysterious neighbor. The next evening, she knocked gently on 9B's door, holding a small plate of cookies as a friendly gesture. No one answered, but the faint sound of the piano drifted through the door again. "Hello?" she called out. The music stopped instantly. A long, eerie silence followed before a cold voice whispered, "You shouldn't be here." Startled, Emily dropped the plate and hurried back to her room. The next morning, she asked the landlord about the man in 9B. His face turned pale. "There's no one living there," he said quietly. "That apartment has been empty for 12 years. Emily laughed nervously, thinking it was a joke, but when she insisted, the landlord pulled out the old tenant records. The last person to live there was a pianist named William Harrow, who died in that very apartment in 2012. He had been found slumped over his piano mid-song after a heart attack. Neighbors used to say he still played on stormy nights, unable to finish his final melody. That night, Emily couldn't sleep. The air felt heavy, the lights flickered, and right at midnight, the piano began again. The same sorrowful tune drifted through the hallway. Gathering her courage, she cracked open her door and peered across. The door to 9B was slightly open, faint golden light spilling out. She stepped closer, heart pounding. Inside, she saw an old piano covered in dust, its keys pressing down by themselves, moving as if invisible fingers were playing. On the piano bench sat a shadowy figure, swaying gently to the rhythm. When Emily whispered, "William?" the figure slowly turned its head toward her, its hollow eyes gleaming faintly in the dark. "It's almost finished," the voice rasped. Then, with a trembling hand, it struck the final note. The light in the room flickered violently and then went out completely. When the building manager entered the next morning, the apartment was empty. No piano, no man, no Emily, only a faint set of footprints in dust, leading toward the window overlooking the city. Weeks later, the new tenants complained of hearing soft piano music every midnight, followed by the faint sound of a woman humming along. Moral of the story: some melodies are never meant to end, and some souls never stop searching for someone to listen. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to official Untold Files, where every story hides a truth you've never heard before.